The idea of forgiveness is itself remarkable because forgiveness appears to contradict the idea of justice. When someone does something wrong, they should be penalized for it. This is what our laws are based on, right? You commit murder, you get a life sentence. You steal, you have to give it back, and you're going to be incarcerated. So you get your just desserts for what you did, freely and consciously. And forgiveness appears to give you kind of like a get out of jail free card. It appears to be I'm gonna overlook what you did. I'm going to ignore what you did. I'm going to pretend like you didn't do it. It's important to realize that forgiveness is not really that. Forgiveness is not a pretense that you didn't do it. Forgiveness actually is recognizing that you did do it and fully conscious of the harm that has been caused. I nevertheless voluntarily relinquish my claim to just desserts. I refuse to enforce what I have every legitimate right to enforce, which is a kind of eye for an eye, and I forego, if you will, that benefit. And frankly, all the consolation and joy that comes from that kind of retribution, I voluntarily give that up. That's a very hard thing to do, and yet that is the essence of Christianity. And notice the beauty of what Jesus says. He says basically that this great gift of forgiveness that God is extending to us is nevertheless expected to be matched by our own actions. So we have to kind of do the same thing. And in doing the same thing, by the way, we are not proving ourselves, quote, God-like, but we are at the very least attempting to act in imitation of Christ and in imitation of God's own great forgiveness of us. And there are times in Scripture where these two things are not only connected to the other, but made conditional. In other words, if you don't forgive other people what they have done to you, then how do you expect God to forgive you for what you did, for the wrongs that you have done to Him? And I think this is a very powerful aspect of Christ's teaching.